Hi everyone. I am the presenter for today. We will be discussing the ethical considerations surrounding assisted suicide, which we have Tayla, who supports the idea of assisted suicide, and Mikhail, who is against it.
For my part, I firmly believe in honoring everyone's autonomy and their right to seek medical aid in dying. Autonomy empowers individuals to shape their lives and make medical choices aligned with their values. If someone is against assisted suicide, they have the choice to not use it. It's about personal autonomy. Those who desire it should have the option.
While autonomy is crucial, Tyla, we must not ignore the potential harm that comes with the widespread acceptance of assisted suicide. Kantian ethics emphasizes a categorical imperative, a universal moral code. Allowing for assisted suicide may compromise the sanctity of life, a fundamental principle of Kant's philosophy. Kant would likely contend that the act of assisting someone in ending their life might undermine the intrinsic worth and autonomy of that individual, treating life as a fundamental aspect of human dignity, as a mere means to escape.
While I respect Kant's emphasis on autonomy, John Rawls offers an alternative perspective. Rawls focuses on justice and fairness. He argued for a society where everyone has equal basic liberties, including the freedom to make decisions about their own lives. Rawls would encourage a system that respects autonomy and freedom of individual in choosing assisted suicide within a just society. Following his perspective, I believe that if someone is opposed to assisted suicide, they should not deprive others from accessing this choice. Those who are against it have the choice to not use it, and those who desire it have the option to have it.
Kantian ethics underscores the importance of moral duties and categorical imperatives. In this context, one might argue that a duty to preserve and respect life is paramount. Assisting in suicide, even with the consent of the individual involved, could be seen as a violation of the duty to uphold the inherent worth of every person. Kantian ethics may suggest that the universal acceptance of assisted suicide could erode the foundational moral principles that safeguard human dignity and autonomy, as it involves treating life as a contingent and disposable entity rather than an absolute and inviolable.
Yeah, but looking into articles such as the one of Snyderman and McQueen Mason, I witnessed how strict the regulations surrounding assisted suicide truly is. A person requesting assisted suicide needs the consent and assistance of two doctors, each of whom plays a different role in order to start the process. The strict safeguards, including in the legislation, are intended to guarantee that the assisted suicide procedures is intentional and in compliance with the patient's desires.
However, the regulations may not be sufficient. As stated in Payne's article published by Ottawa Citizen, doctors who take an oath to prioritize patient well being may face moral distress if forced to participate in assisted suicide against their conscience. The consensus objection safeguard, while intended to protect them, may not be sufficient.
In my opinion, I think that the conscientious objection is sufficient because this safeguard is well thought out, preventing professionals from feeling pressured or forced into action that goes against their principles. According to Malak, it's crucial to acknowledge that healthcare professionals also have the right to decline participation, which is protected by the conscientious objection. This balance is essential as it ensures that physicians can maintain their well-being and competence, preventing scenarios where a doctor might be adversely affected by participating in assisted suicide and potentially experience depression afterwards. Like that, both the autonomy of healthcare professionals and the quality of patients' care is respected.
I agree with Mullick's assertion that consensus objection is a crucial safeguard that upholds the rights of healthcare professionals being able to decline participation in activities that conflict with their deeply held principles. However, it is important to highlight the potential area of disagreement regarding patient care. While consensus objection protects the autonomy and mental well-being of healthcare professionals, it may also introduce challenges in terms of ensuring comprehensive and accessible end-of-life care for patients seeking assisted suicide. If a significant number of healthcare professionals conscientiously object to providing assisted suicide, it could lead to a gap in the provision of services that cater to patients seeking this specific form of end of life assistance.
To address potential gaps in service provision, it may be beneficial to focus on education and training programs that equip healthcare professionals with the necessary skills and knowledge to handle these situations ethically. Also, creating a supportive environment for open dialogue between professionals who hold different views on assisted suicide can contribute to finding collaborative solutions. However, it's evident that finding a balance between the rights of healthcare professionals and the need of patients in assisted suicide can be complex. So, my question is, how do you think we can move forward with that?
Well, Tyla, while my concerns about the potential impact on patient care remain, I must acknowledge the importance of respecting everyone's individual autonomy. Considering the safeguards in place, like conscientious objection and the rigorous regulations, it seems that legalized assisted suicide could be a step forward. However, I emphasize the need for monitoring and evaluation to ensure that any implementation remains ethically sound and doesn't compromise the foundational principles of healthcare.
Thank you. I appreciate your openness to considering the legalization of assisted suicide. I know it's a complex issue, and your emphasis on ongoing evaluation is crucial. This conversation reflects the ongoing ethical dialogue surrounding end-of-life care, and I believe it's through such discussion that we can continue refining our approach to ensure both patient autonomy and professional value are respected.
Tyla, it is a challenging journey, but with careful consideration and a commitment to ethical principles, we can strive to create a framework that honors the autonomy of individuals seeking assisted suicide while also upholding the values of healthcare professionals.
Thank you, Tyra and Mikael, for sharing your opinion about this complex issue. Now we would love to hear from you guys about your opinion on this subject.